Hey guys, this is C Peebles. I'm an admin with Patterson Park Raid Group, and I wanted to welcome you guys to Patterson Park Raids. Today I'm going to be covering a little bit about the group, how to use GroupMe, and a couple other things. So, who are we? We are Patterson Park Raids. We cover the area right here in front of you. Primarily, that's going to be the Patterson Park area, Highlandtown, Canton, down into Fells and parts of that. This is our primary area of coverage. We cover this area because this is where most of us live, so that's why we raid here. If you're looking for help with raids outside of this area of coverage, I would suggest using Facebook or Discord to find another group. If you're posting stuff outside of this area of coverage, you're not going to have good success. So this is definitely where we focus, primarily in Patterson Park. We do that because it's a very good nest usually, and it also has several EX eligible gyms where it's easy to coordinate people and get things set up. So we are Patterson Park Raids. That's what we're here for. Our goal is to do as many raids as possible in a safe and fun environment for everybody to have a good time, everybody to be respectful of everyone. So that's our group. That's who we're here for, and this is our coverage area. Now I'm going to kick it into talking about a little bit about GroupMe. We use the GroupMe app over Discord or Facebook. We do that because we find GroupMe to be easier to use than those two other groups. As you can see, it's kind of just a scrolling chat here where everybody can post something, and the older stuff's going to be up here at the top, and the newer stuff is going to be here at the bottom. That is how GroupMe works. Like I said, scroll and chat. I'll show you guys how to use the calendar and make events here in a moment. But as you can see, the only drawback of GroupMe is if somebody's posting a lot of stuff, it can easily fill up the chat, and you can quickly remove an event and kind of place it out of sight, out of mind by flooding the chat with a bunch of text. So be mindful between raid hours, which we really consider 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. Those are raid hours. Be mindful of what you're posting in the chat. Keep it towards Pokemon Go, events, high IV Pokemon, rare spawns, pictures of shinies, anything like that. But try not to fill the chat with text, just because, as you can see, it can quickly become a wall of text. To start typing, as I just did, you're going to come down here to the send message and start typing. Once you've typed your message, hit the little arrow there and it'll send it. You will need to say hello one time when you first join the group. This is required. You need to say something in the main group, or the group will auto boot you after a certain period of time. That is not us choosing to do that. It's nothing personal. That is just an auto feature of the group. So say something once when you first join the group, type, hit the arrow, and then you can mute the group after that. To mute the group, you would come to your upper right-hand corner, that TG symbol, which will be a Pokeball in the main group. Click that, and then come down to mute right there underneath the picture and turn that on. You can choose to mute for an hour, 8 hours, or whatever you would like. But I will say some people do find it a little overwhelming because this thing can fill up quickly. If we've got, a raid going on or something like that, you can quickly see 65 text messages show up in, 10 or 15 minutes. So people do get overwhelmed by that and want to mute it. So that's how you mute it. And again, upper right-hand corner, it's going to be the Pokeball in the main chat, but the TG here, and then hit mute. You guys don't have to talk if you don't want to. We encourage you to. This is a friendly place. It's a safe spot. We've got people from, playing 10 seconds a day to 10 hours a day, different skill groups. So if you want to talk, feel free to post things and stuff like that. If not, feel free to mute. It's really on you. To post a picture or something like that, come down here to the plus in the bottom right-hand corner. Click that. And here you can see in the upper left-hand corner, I can take a picture if I want. To the right of that is going to be my gallery, or you can see recent photos here. Scroll down, find the photo that you want, click it, and as you can see, it puts a little one there. You can select multiples if you want to do an album, like I just did. But once you've selected your picture, hit the check there. Look at it, make sure it looks good. You can add a caption there by clicking Add Caption and start typing. And then hit the arrow to send. So that's how you send a picture. You can also send videos, GIFs, and other things like that. So that's how you send stuff, guys. If you like something somebody sent, you can see that arrow there to the right of my picture. You can click that. That means that you like it. If you didn't mean to do that, click it again, and it will take that heart away. There is no dislike or downvote button at this time. We don't have one. So that is kind of how the chat works, guys. As you can see, again, scrolling, and you can see events and stuff that I've made. That's how you post pictures and like things. One thing I'm going to show you guys real quick, if you want to do your location, like if you've seen like a rare Pokemon or something and you're out in the middle of somewhere, hit the plus here and then see the icon the second from the left, that little like pen looking thing, and you can share your current location. So if you're out and you see like a gibble or something and you want to post a picture of the gibble and then drop a pen like that to show the location. So that's how you can do that right there. So that's mainly how you're going to post stuff in the chat if you want to share your location or post a picture. But mostly what you guys are going to do is going to be to create an event. If you go in as a new member and come in here and try to post a picture of the gym and the raid boss or whatever and say, you know, anyone want to do this, and post that in the main chat, that is probably not going to work, guys. That generally does not have good success. You want to make an event so that we can actually see where people are responding and actually gauge who's going and see that. So to do that, you're going to want to create an event and make events, guys. They're not hard. I'm going to show you how to do them right now. So to make an event, we'll come down here and we'll hit the plus in the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to come over to the fourth icon from the left, the second one from the right, that calendar looking one. Click that and it says calendar event. We want to click create new. When you come in here, guys, always stick to the same format. This is what we use because it's the most efficient and the quickest way to get things done. Always name by your raid boss, whether it's Weezing, Reshiram, Sandshrew, something like that, Pikachu. Put that in there, the raid boss name first. Then you're going to put the actual area of the raid. So you can put this one, I'm going to use fruit produce mural. So again, we want to put the gym that the raid's taking place after the raid boss, and then we're going to put our start time. Those are the pieces of information that you need to include every time. You now have identified the raid boss so that people can see if they want to do it or not, where it's taking place to see if they can actually reach it or, you know, do it, and then the start time to see if they have time to actually make it. Once you've done that, come down underneath that, you can see the start and the end time here. So we're going to click start time. We're going to click that as close as possible to our start time. As you can see, it's 15-minute increments, so definitely do try to get it, but we understand if it's not possible to get it as close as, you know, possible. Why is that important? That will send out an in-chat reminder saying, hey, there's a raid coming up at 4 o'clock. The end time is more important, I would say. You want to come in here and put that to whenever the raid is actually going to despawn. So in this instance, it spawned at 4. We're going to assume it despawns 45 minutes later, so we'll put it at 4:45. That is so important, guys, and I really want to emphasize this. Don't sit there and just throw it up or accidentally let this thing roll out till, you know, 10 o'clock or something like that. Because if you do that, it's going to stay on the calendar until 10 o'clock tonight. And that can really busy up the calendar and take away from what we're trying to do here to do raids as quickly as possible. So always set that end time as close as possible to the actual end time. Once you've done that, you come down to add location and we'll click add location. There's a couple ways to do location. You can do cross streets. And as you can see, it's going to start typing and populating down here. And you can pick that and go and hit done. Or you can come back and actually type the address if you know it. And then it'll populate there as you saw. Click it and then hit done to submit it. Or if you're at the actual gym trying to do this raid because you're out walking about and it's like, hey, I'd like to see if people would like to do this. Come into location. You first click in and click use current location, and that'll drop it right there at that gym. Once you've done that, hit done. And once we've done that, guys, that's everything we essentially need. We have our raid boss name, we have the gym that it's taking place at, and the start time of the raid, and we've also added location. At this point, you can send this raid if you wanted to. To do that, you would hit the arrow in the upper right-hand corner to send that, and that would create the raid. One piece of advice I would say is definitely try to fancy this up and maybe add a little spice to it, if you will. It seems to work. If you add a photo and maybe a description, you have a better chance of getting people to attend. I guess it's something kind of like marketing, if you will. So to add a photo or something, click that add photo, choose your photo, go into my photos, find the one that I want, pick it, and then move it up until it's where I want it and it looks good. Hit done. Then hit the check if it looks good from there. Now we have a nice, cool, fancy looking photo. Underneath that is description, so click there to add a description. I would add information like this is an EX eligible gym. It's always good information that gets people to do raids, or this is a shiny chance for this raid boss if that's the case, or reiterate when the battle time is starting. So go to battle. I think we said 4 o'clock for this one. So once we've got all that up there, guys, we've got our name of a raid boss, the gym, and the start time. We have a location. We can submit this. We've fancied it up with a picture, so that's great. Let's hit the arrow in the upper right-hand corner to submit. Now we have created this raid, guys. You can see it's here in the chat. It is live. As the creator of the raid, I'm automatically going. I am the owner of the raid. When you create a raid, guys, nobody else can edit, alter, or change anything on there. So you are essentially the owner of that raid. Just because you make a raid doesn't mean you have to attend. We encourage people to make raids to try to get things going. But be mindful, if you create a raid, you might need to come back in here and change something. You need to pay attention to the chat. They might need you to do something or send an all-in call. If you need to come back and change something on your raid, just actually come up here and click on the calendar title as the owner. Wait for it, and then in the upper right-hand corner, hit edit, and then you can go in and change anything that you need to change. So once you create that event, you are the owner essentially again, so just be mindful of that. But you will automatically show as attending. If you are, say, undecided, hit yes to uncheck yes, and now you're undecided. And you can gauge and wait and see when people are going to show up. So to see if people are attending or anything, again, click the raid event, and then down here at the bottom, right there under going, that is where it's going to show people who are attending. So you can get a gauge of how many people are attending or if you have enough people to do the raid by that. But if you're attending, click yes. One thing that we will ask you guys not to do not click no. We are going to assume that you are not attending a raid unless you click yes. Why do we not want you to click no? Because if you do, it's filling the chat, as you guys can see down here, with announcements. So the only instance I could see you clicking no would be, let's say you clicked yes, you were going to go to the raid, but then, I don't know, 15 minutes beforehand, you decided, I really don't want to drive across town, so you would hit no. So that is how you would respond to a raid. Other things that I would say, there's no need once you've said I'm going to a raid by checking yes here to go in and say I'm going to that raid. That is just filling the chat again with text. But one thing I would say, if you have something like a +1, please let us know about that. Why do we want to know? We want to make sure everybody gets to do the raid, guys. So if you do have a +1, let us know. That way we can take a head count and make sure we don't need to split the lobby or something like that. So as you guys can see, it's already gotten kind of busy here with what we've just done with those notifications and like me talking about the raid and stuff. So let's say that you were like popping off of work and you just wanted to see if there were any raids, but you didn't feel like scrolling all the way through the chat. To do that quickly, you can click the calendar. So click the calendar, go to the upper right-hand corner where that TG is. That'll be a Pokeball in the main group. Click that, and then go down. It's the 4th one down there right in the middle, calendar. Click calendar. You can actually see raids that are coming up and going on. And as you guys can see here, that first one, I intentionally left that up till 11:45. You don't want to be that person that leaves this on this calendar blocking up and clogging up the raid channel. So be mindful of your end time. But here you can quickly see, okay, look, there's a raid coming up at 2 o'clock. Do I want to go? Yes. There's one coming up at 3. I'm already going. If you wanted more information about one of these raids right here, click the title of the raid. And again, you can go in and see, okay, there's the raid. It's starting at 2 o'clock. Oh, look at that. It's an EX eligible gym. There's the location. Look, there's only one person going. But again, look at this map here, guys. By putting that location point in there, this helps people see if they can actually make it to the raid or if they can reach it. So that's why we want to put all that information in there. That's why it's important to create events. I'm going to back out of this. So that's how the calendar works. Again, to get to the calendar, we're going to go to the upper right-hand corner, hit the TG. That'll be the Pokeball in the main group, and hit calendar. One thing with events, since we're talking about events and everything, typical procedure for events are we will give a last call or a 2-minute warning, if you will, 2 minutes prior to the start of the raid. So if the raid's starting at 4 o'clock, at 3:58, whoever created the raid will say 2-minute warning and then the name of that gym. That is to give everybody a heads up that, hey, this raid is starting here in 2 minutes. You guys need to let us know right now if you can't attend and if you're going to be late or anything like that. We really want communication here, guys. So if you're going to be 30 seconds late or something, that's your 2-minute window to say, hey guys, I'm stuck behind a bus or I'm stuck at this stoplight, and people will be able to wait for you. Will people wait for you? I don't know. Most of the time people will, but I will say this, guys, they're not required to. The start time is the start time. We're all adults. We expect you guys to start on time at the event start time. That's important. You might not think it's a big deal, but an additional 2 minutes rolls into an additional 3-minute lobby, which can be a 4-minute catch. And then the person who started the raid and was intending to start on time has now wasted 10 minutes and is going to be late for what they're trying to do. So again, don't be that person that's late. You don't want to be that person. Please be on time and show up for stuff. Be early. You don't want to get the reputation for being the late person. So again, do they have to wait for you? No. Will they? Possibly. If they don't, please don't be upset. Be upset with yourself for not being on time. So that's all I have to say about that with that regards to the 2-minute warning. The other thing that is standard for our group is we will give an all-in call at the actual start of the raid. So we'll say all-in fruit produce like I am typing right now. Guys, I cannot sit here and emphasize this enough. You have got to wait for the all-in call. You cannot lobby early and jump in. If the raid starts at 2 and we haven't started the lobby yet because you haven't seen the all-in call, wait until you see the all-in call. It could go 2 o'clock and 30 seconds or something. That might be what's going on. Wait. Why is that important? We have other groups of people that are raiding around here that are jumping in, random people. We want to ensure that anybody in our group who responds to this raid can actually attend. So again, to reiterate, do not lobby early and wait for the all-in call. Once you see the all-in call, you're safe to jump in and lobby and start the raid. One thing I will say here, guys, if you're raiding and you're attending a raid, do not mute your raid channel. That is important because in some instances, you will need to pay attention to the raid chat to see we may give an all-out call. For some reason, the game, as you guys know, has been glitchy. It might drop. We might lose 4 people, and they may not be able to get in the raid. So we might need to have everyone pop out or say split group or any variation of things. So pay attention to the chat. It's going to be on you. You're going to need to see that stuff and pay attention. If you don't, again, it's on you because we might give an all-out call and then say, okay, everyone back in. So pay attention to that kind of stuff. Keep the chat open. Don't feel, that you can mute it after you've started attending one because something like this could happen. And again, if you're not paying attention, you miss it. That's on you. Please don't be frustrated. The last thing I want to talk about here, guys, the calendar feature that we were just discussing, that is where we're going to post a bunch of great information. And again, to find the calendar, upper right-hand corner, click the symbol and click calendar. We're going to put information here about raids, community days, special events, raid hours, anything like that. It's going to be here. Click on those events, pay attention to what's going on with them. I'm going to speak specifically about Raid Hour for a second. With Raid Hour, we typically, as you guys know, Raid Hour is a new feature. It spawns all 5-tier raid bosses across the map for an hour. We do like to cover that and try to focus on getting EX eligible gems to pop and get that pass. So we will try to set up a place and say we're going to start here in this area of the park. We will give you, a heads up on that. Please show up 15 minutes early and try to be ready. Please be ready to be adaptable and flexible with that too, because as you know, sometimes eggs pop and we get blocked or something like that. So with the addition of remote raiding, this has gotten infinitely more complicated, guys. We are doing our best to post an ongoing, hey, we're going here next in the chat. And you'll need to pay attention to that. But I encourage you to just be patient because it is complicated with remote raiding. But once everything settles down, the COVID situation stops, we are hoping to get back into the park and do our normal routine, which is to start at, say, the northwest corner and hit every gym in the park to try to trigger an EX raid. So in the meantime, like I said, always pay attention to the calendar. Check it out. That's where the information is going to be. But please do be patient with raid hours and stuff like that. We're doing our best. But again, our goal is to ensure everybody has a good time and gets to do these raids. No wasted raid passes. So guys, that's everything I'm going to show you here in the test group. We're going to back out of this. I'm going to show you how to create another group, get into the main. I'm going to show you some stuff there. But to get out of this, we're going to hit that arrow with a little dot next to it in the upper left hand corner. We'll click that. That'll back me out of this group and that'll take me into the other groups that you can see I've got created. I would encourage you guys, if you make friends, if you want to make a special group for a raid day or something like that, feel free to do so. As you guys can see, I talk to a lot of people. feel free to do that. To do that, come up here to the upper right-hand corner, click that button, and hit start group and follow the directions from there. From here, though, you can see all the ongoing groups. I'm going to click on the main one now. And this is the main chat, and you can see what's going on right now. You can see somebody just got lucky. That's awesome. Scrolling up, you can see that we have information on new events that are going on. We had a raid that looks like it took place here a little bit ago. We added somebody new to the group. So all great information. Again, we're sharing stuff about Pokemon Go. We're giving, quest information, anything like that. Feel free to post that here, guys. We want that. This chat lives. That's what we're here for. Shinies, you name it. This is what the main group looks like, but there's that Pokeball I was talking to you about earlier in my chat. And if we'll click that, that'll take us up. When you click it, look underneath that Pokeball. We're going to give you information about the current raid boss. So Restroom is obviously our current tier 5. Maintain good social distancing because of COVID, obviously. Scrolling down here, guys, you can see that calendar feature, which unfortunately they have no events right now. But you can also see polls there. Click polls. You can see if we have a current poll going on. We do these from occasion to occasion to try to lighten things up. Right now, we're doing the worst admin. Vote for me or Justin, please. Or we're also doing what was the first version of Pokemon you played. So check those from time to time. We like to do those to change things up. Feel free to make your own. Come up here and hit that plus in the upper right hand corner. Type your question and then select your answers. I want to say you can do up to 20 and go wild with that. Come down to end and select your end time. You can push it out as long as you want and then hit send to create that poll. So polls are fun. That's where they live, right there. The only other thing I really wanted to show you guys here was our admins and how to find other group members and stuff like that. In the main chat, if you're trying to tag somebody, you see how they did that? They typed the @ symbol and did the name. So if you're trying to tag somebody and get their specific attention, that is how you do it right there. You want it to be bolded and make sure that you can actually select the person, and then you can type your message, and that'll direct their attention to it. So that's how you do that. One other thing, if you're trying to find members and direct message them or something like that, to do that, click the Pokeball in the upper right-hand corner. Come down to members, and here are our members. Our group owner is Brawling Bouse, that's Grayson. Our admin team is me, C. Peebles, Christine, who's Peter Pan, Danquan Holden, who's Dan, Joey, who's Nintendo, Oriental Delight, who's Justin, Pat, who's Pokey DVM, and then Silent Rhetoric, who's Brian. If you keep scrolling, you can see the other members. Click another member to direct message them. You guys won't have the remove group power, by the way. Sorry about that, guys. That's for the admins. But as you guys see, that's how you do that. Here's our admin team. We're here to help you guys. And again, if you guys see anything going on you don't like, comments, questions, concerns, please let us know. That is what the admin team is here for. Our goal is to ensure a safe environment for everybody to have a good time. We will not tolerate racism, sexual orientation, discrimination, anything like that. We really do practice the do unto others method. So please be polite, respectful of the other members. As you heard me say earlier, we have some people who play this game for 12 seconds a day and only get their dailies. And then we have people who are playing for up to 12 hours a day. And I must say, just please be mindful of that. Be mindful that we have levels of skill all over the place, and just be respectful of everyone. So have a great time out here. Enjoy yourselves. If you got any questions, again, please reach out and contact the admin team. That's what we're here for. And again, guys, got to reiterate, stay safe, have fun, be respectful of everyone else, and have a great time. So may the shinies be with you. If you ever need me, this is C. Peebles. And again, please reach out to the admin team. Welcome to the group.